Now I would like to welcome Councilwoman Carmen Castillo, filmmaker Margot Guernsey, and the moderator of their discussion tonight, the Mayor of Boise, Lauren McLean. Welcome,
Hello.
Lauren.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren McLean. I first want to introduce with some more information both Councilwoman Castillo and the filmmaker Margot Guernsey, and then we'll have some questions. Councilwoman Carmen Castillo has been a member of the City Council of Providence, Rhode Island since 2010. She represents the constituents of Ward 9, which includes the neighborhoods of Elmwood and South Elmwood. Councilwoman Castillo was born in Santiago, the second largest city in the Dominican Republic, and immigrated with her 3 daughters to the United States nearly 20 years ago. After arriving in Rhode Island, she settled in Ward 9, where she's lived ever since. The councilwoman was employed at the Westin Hotel, now the Omni, for 19 years. While working at the hotel, Castillo organized her fellow workers and helped form a union to garner higher wages, more respect, and to secure a better future for service employees and their families. Currently, the councilwoman is a union steward and member of the executive board for Unite Here Local 217. The councilwoman has been active in her community for many years. As you saw in the film, she's advocated for the rights of immigrants, workers, and women. And she's also advocated for improvements to the public school system by promoting neighborhood schools and fighting school closings. She's focused on improving city services and bringing more resources to Ward 9 that will address abandoned properties, trash on the streets, excessive noise, neighborhood safety, and ensuring residents have a voice in addressing crime and delinquency. She lives in the Elmwood neighborhood with her 3 daughters, Angela, Carla, and Saimi, and stepdaughter Aaliyah. The councilwoman is chair of the Committee on City Property and vice chair of the Committee on Ordinances. She also serves on the Committee of Finance and the Committee on Urban Redevelopment, Renewal, and Planning. And Margot Guernsey, the director and producer of the film, began her film career in 2010 as a producer at WPBT2 in Miami. Councilwoman is her first feature documentary. Since 2012, she has worked freelance as a director and producer of short videos for local organizations in the Boston area. Over the past 20 years, Margot has worked as a union organizer, nonprofit development director, Spanish and English translator, and media instructor, always building multiracial collaborations across class lines to inform the work of building a more just society. Margot holds an MFA in film from the University of Miami, an MA in history from UMass Amherst, a BA in history from Brown, and is a Tribeca Camden CNN Films Retreat alumni. Welcome to you both, and thanks so much for being with us after the showing of your film this evening.
Thank you, Lauren. I feel like we should hear your resume as well.
Oh, I'm so glad that mine isn't being read, because I hate it when my bio is being read, which I'm sure you just did too. Well, I was wondering if, first off, Councilwoman, if you could tell us what's happened since the film, because that ended at your last election, so that was that 4 years ago?
No, 2 years ago. This is in the 18.
Okay.
2018. So what happened? So we worked really hard to fight. I need to fight for my seat all the time because I have 2 opponents again, Catala and Eto Jose. But I won. I'm honestly being a city council, so in 18. So
great.
I swipe these guys.
I've got natural light coming through my window, so I'm super speckled trying to move around. Margot, I was wondering if you could talk with us a little bit about why you decided to make this film, how you got to know and how you knew Carmen before she ran, and anything else that you think we ought to know as background going into this.
Thank you. So I knew Carmen because my first job out of college was as a union organizer, and I worked for her union. And I was actually thinking about the bio you were reading, and I think it comes from the one that she wrote when she first went into office, because it's actually been more than 20 years. Because 20 years ago, Carmen and I started working together organizing. So she and I worked together when I was a new organizer, and she wasn't as new as I was. She had just organized her union, but she was just coming up. They had just organized the union. They were getting used to negotiating contracts. So we were in a lot of fights together at the hotel. We both got involved in local politics in Providence. And then I sort of shifted to doing work in film, and fast forward to 2011, Carmen told me she was running for office. And I knew that she would have to keep her job at the hotel, because I knew from having done that local political work that local politicians are paid very little. It depends from town to town, but as you heard in the film, in Providence, it's $18,000 a year. Most people don't know that. So I knew she'd need a full-time job, and her full-time job is cleaning hotel rooms. And we just have very little conversations in this country about who's representing us and who's making public policy decisions. At that time, we were having really no conversations. It's really nice to see that there's a lot more going on now in that way. But I knew that Carmen cleaning hotel rooms and walking across the street and making public policy decisions, that we could learn a lot from what her experience would be in office. It was always meant to be a film that would follow sort of the politics after the victory. What happens after you win? What is it like to govern?
And that's a theme I'd like to pick up on, because, Carmen, you were an advocate before you were elected, and you remain an advocate even as an elected. What was it like to move into the role of elected after being an advocate, and how have you worked to kind of not ever lose the kind of what advocacy brought to you, but balance those two different roles?
Because when I'm working in the hotel, I'm a room attendant, Carmen Castillo, fight for the workers. When I be in the city council, I sit down with my stool and let that people know, because even you are a lawyer and the housekeeper, we sit down at the same table. But sometimes it's really hard, because some people see you in different way perspective, like, because they think like they still having like a little discrimination. But I working on it every day, and I put my step, and I say I don't care, I'm here, and I try to be the same person, even on even I working in the hotel, I working in the city hall, I be with my family. I want to change who I am. I want to be like that for the rest of my life.
What was it like to decide to run for office? I mean, I found it personally really hard to jump in the first time around. And so I'm wondering if you could share with us like the thought process you went through, and how you got to the point where you were ready to jump in and run, and what that felt like.
The reason when I be running my campaign for city council is because Miguel Luna, was my city council person. He passed away, and some people propose me to be a city council. I always say no, I don't do it. I be like 2 weeks crying here for my city council, and they have a discussion and here, like, who can be, and blah, blah, blah. And, convince me cost like 3 weeks. And I say yes, like, I don't win. I say, okay, it's okay. But, when I need to be working in the hotel for 8 hours and get out and knocking the door outside and everything, and I see like, I win the primary, I say, oh my God, what I do, but it's still there. It's my passion to help people and give me the opportunity to represent not only the workers, I represent much better my community and try to work together. But it's really hard to get that decision because I'm really scared. Some people say my English is not good, and she's a room attendant in the hotel. What did she do? And blah, blah, blah. But now they have to get, they work up back to them because they know, like what I can do, be a room attendant and be a city council person. Is people don't understand, like, even you are housekeeping, you do whatever, you have a brand and you have an idea and you have passion and a lot of things to do. So, but it's a scare when the first time you running, it's like your heart is like almost in your mouth. Like all the time, it's like, like you knock in one door, people go outside, and you gotta take a deep breath. And when you starting talking, that go starting, and you can do it. You never know what you can do after you started.
Yeah. And
when I'm started, I believe I can do it. But I'm here for 3 terms already, almost, and I don't know, but maybe I do the mistake because no one is perfect, but it's still, working hard because anything is easy in this life. So we need to working hard. That's the only thing for being 2 jobs is you need to working hard.
Yeah. And is your city council in Providence a part-time city council?
Yes.
Yeah. Part-time, full-time, right? I mean, that's how ours do.
Part-time.
It can be as full-time as you make it. And most people do just expect that, at least I found here as a council person, that people just expect that that's what you do professionally, that there's not something else that you do too. Yet with these city councils, it really does require us to continue working.
Yeah, and especially in here, we are, a small city. They divided our city for giving a full-time city council person. People like me can run it because we don't have money we represent a part for that city. But see, they put like full-time and they had to put only 5 city council, 10 has to go away. And the people, first of all, don't get good representation because they can be available to be in everywhere. And second, you take out the opportunity to the people like me, have it represent with the people like me. Like I represent the people, like I know what they are, what they want. And sometimes, it's people like me. So they feel comfortable. But in that case, only people with a lot of money can be running, and we don't have that representation we want because it's not people like us. So that's why I don't fight for they can make a city council a full-time job. Like that is okay. Even you have to get other job.
That makes sense. Do you find that are you the only Latina on the council, or are there others?
No, we are, is other Latina. She's a city council president, Sabina Matos, Dominican too. And we have a city council Dominican now. He, when it's a campaign like me, Pedro Espinal. So okay. We got 3 Latinos now in the city council.
Out of how many people?
We are 15.
15. Okay, great. Did you find when there were fewer of you that in addition to representing your ward, you've used the language you wanted to run to represent people like you? So do you feel when you're in the role that beyond the residents of your ward that you are bound to or representing people beyond your ward that you reflect?
Margot, I don't really understand really clear that question.
Ella está preguntando si tú representas, si gente de otro distrito te llaman a ti, o si tú lo buscas porque tú representas gente fuera de tu distrito que son igual que es, que tienen algo en común.
Thank you, Margaret. Yes.
Thank you.
Around the city, a lot of people call me because for some reason, someone, go like, oh, Carmen Castillo, help me to do this. Carmen Castillo. And it's not only like Latinos, it's everybody, can you help my brother? Can you help my sister? That happened to me. Can you let me know how I can be collect, unemployment? Can you help me to everything? They ask for a lot of questions. And, I love help people. And they call me for everywhere. I don't consider it like a person had to be a city council only for one part for that city. When you are a public person, you need to help the people for everywhere and try to navigate it with them, because when they call you, it's because they think like you are their hope. Like, I have a problem, that's my hope. She helped someone, maybe she can help me. So how I can say, oh no, you know what, no, you city council person. No, I always take it and talk to the city council person for that area because for respect. But I always help, and I feel really comfortable to help people.
So which was the hardest election that you had? Was it, so the first one that the film is about, if I remember correctly, it was, and I think you said it was a super fast election because the person that held the seat before he passed away unexpectedly. So you just had to do it. But in the second, so then your second election that the film showed, right? It was your second election. Was that do people campaign for longer than 2 weeks normally, I would imagine? And I'm just wondering and then you've had one since, right? So which of the 3 elections that you had did you find most challenging? And what was it about that election that you think made it more challenging?
For my election, even, it's a worse. Like people always run against me. I don't know why. The first one, I'm running with 4 more. We are 5.
Okay.
Second one, we are 5 Democrat and 1 Republican. So, and the second one, we are 3. The third one, we are 3 again. But every election is different. The first one is really hard because it's only 6 weeks. The second one, we started early, organizer, and be more prepared. And the second one is, even the people attacked me too much, but it's much better because the first one, you don't know what you do. The second one, you have an idea. The third one, you have professional campaign. So it's not easy because you need to be outside in the door, sometimes even all day. Even someone had to give you a food in the street because you don't have a time to eat. But you can get experience, and I have an experience for the other candidate. For me, it's different because I can be like really active when I go to support or the candidate. But when I have to talking about me, I don't like too much. But I have to and let them know why I want to stay and why I'm the best choice for them. Mm-hmm. So you need to explain, and some people be mad because you only come in when that's election time. And I say, okay, how I can be in the street every day, like election time, because I need to work. And there's something I tell the people, they love it when I say, okay, if you see me every day in the street knocking his door, it's because I don't do anything. I don't do my job because I'm here in the street. Right. I have to work. And that's the one good. But the experience you got, like the first time is scared, no experience for me. I experienced for the other candidate. The second one is like this. But the third one, I know what I have to do. I know I need to hit the doors and outside. And you can get first of all, you got in the beginning of school, later you go to high school, and that's the college. And I believe I go for my master. Next one.
Yeah, it is. I think it's so neat that still for city elections and even legislative elections, but for city elections, door knocking is still the way you do it. I mean, it's good old fashioned organizing and those skills that you pick up as a labor organizer. Like I was an environmental advocate for a while, did other kind of ballot measure campaign work, and it's the same thing. It's just door to door, talking with voters. Somebody told me once, because I struggled the first time that I was up for election as a council person, with them talking about me, because I'd always talked about ballot measures or issues I cared about. And somebody just said, look, Lauren, you got to think about, not about you, but as people wanting to select you to work on the issues that they care about. And so then, like, once somebody said that to me, it was a little bit easier for me to think about and to ask for the money that you need for the campaigns, like at the door, to ask for a vote for me rather than a vote for somebody else that I care deeply about. So it was that little shift that a person helped me make. But I find the door knocking so fascinating because it gives you such a great sense of what's happening in your ward and in your neighborhood.
Yeah, some people say, oh, I help you, but end of the day, when you make a phone call,
Right.
Sometimes you see like, oh, they are so busy. And I'm really bad to do fundraiser to raise money. I'm really bad in that. I be like so busy to be like, but this year I started, now even for Zoom raise money because I'm thinking about it, like, like this is one more campaign. My family say, oh, please, no more.
When are you up for election next?
And the 22nd, that's, it's supposed to be my re-election. The 22nd. 2022.
Okay. All right.
Supposed to, because I'm thinking about it. every time I say I'm thinking about it.
So do you have term limits for the council seats? Because you do for mayor, don't you? Are there term limits for city council seats?
Yes. We have a lot of women in the city council.
Ella está preguntando si hay límite, si tú puedes.
Oh, yeah. Three term.
Okay. All right.
But
only because I win the special election, I have an opportunity to run again.
One more time.
But when I'm coming, the city council can be sit down here forever. But I say, why? And some people started work like, why? And we decided when I started the city council, 3 term is good. We need to give you opportunity to other people to come here with a fresh idea. I don't agree like some senator and people like that can be sit down forever for years and years and years and go, even they don't have a time to enjoy their life and they can be retirement because they want to be there. And sometimes, when I feel like I have to step out, I feel like in the 22nd, I have to step out and give it the opportunity, a person like I really see like care about it. Not only the neighborhoods, care about the workers, care about to work with the minimum wage, to give it the opportunity to people to get affordable housing and stuff like that. I'm thinking about it on running, Barbara. See, still I see the same person, the same people want to be, and the same people want to do anything in here. So it's like something like I say, why I had to leave my neighborhood because I'm working really hard to be like that and go back to again with in the same place. So that's just the thing. And I'm thinking about it too. Like I talking with a couple of girls and guys, like they want to do it, so they want to be at training. I'm be available to training and let they know my experience, like and the idea they have. Maybe we can do the combination. But for now, I don't see like no one want to do it.
Okay.
And but they are running the 22nd. That's just the last turn, and I really working hard to see who can be to care about us, because end of the day, I live in that neighborhood and I'm part of this neighborhood.
Mhm.
Everything happening here affect me too.
Yeah.
So I wanted the people represent me, care about my issues in the neighborhood, care about the workers. Because if we don't care about, what they are, how they can get better job, give you opportunity to these people to get college free and stuff. In this state, thank God we had 2 years college free, but I want to be 4. So like high school, why you can be, college, you have to, when you finish the college, you have to starting to pay this loan. It's too much money. And our kids don't have an opportunity, even they get good jobs in that city. They have to running around. So that's something like we need to change in here.
Mhm.
And the state rep and the senator in this area, I proposal like working together, because we need to change that. We need to change that for this, even this city, but it's really hard. Really hard. Some people do it want to get a college free, and for the minimum wage too, because the minimum wage is not enough. People can buy a house with that money.
No, I can't. So I realized I should ask Peggy if there are any questions that she wanted to jump in with.
Well, I
Well,
think everybody has been mostly fascinated by the conversation the professionals are having. I'd like to squeeze in first, if I might, as someone in the film business myself, with a question for Margot, because I always admire filmmakers making documentaries who really become the fly on the wall, that everybody goes about their business and really ignores the camera. So congratulations for doing that, Margot. Also, because of your own background as a union organizer, did you sometimes feel the urge to step in and start helping with the campaign yourself? It's kind of a double-edged question about your technique and also your feeling of involvement as well with your friends' campaign.
It actually took Carmen and I at least 2 years to really get the fly on the wall groove going, because I live an hour away and I would come down and it would be both, we need to be filming and I want to say hello and she wants to say hello. And it took a while to really figure out and for both of us to understand, we have to, the camera just needs to roll on whatever's happening. So it actually took a while. I mean, we got in the groove and we got plenty of footage to make that film, but it was something we learned together on how much we just have to, the most that I really learned that the best directing is pretend I'm not here, pretend I'm not here, pretend I'm not here. It's not, please do this, please do that. So it took us a little while to get that groove. And the campaign, it was not only am I friends with Carmen, I'm friends with some of the folks who ran her campaign, the campaign that we filmed. So it was absolutely hard not to get involved. But it was also a benefit to know so much of the campaign so well, because it did help me know when to get a camera out. So I would get text messages, this is going on, you might want to know about this. So that's, it really helps a documentary film crew to have those kinds of connections, not to be involved in the campaign, but to be in the right places at the right time.
Oh, thank you. Here's a question that COVID, of course, is on everybody's mind. And I know that certainly living in Idaho, know that Lauren has had to deal with the subject of COVID. And I'm sure you as a city councilwoman are also dealing with that, Carmen. But you also, in your profession in the hospitality business, how has that affected you personally?
I don't think so. Because, you know, when I working in the hotel, I'm a room attendant and I need to treat the guests like welcome. And the good thing, I always be laughing, smiling, you know, like I always be like really active. And I don't think like my personality had to change because I'm the city council or I'm the housekeeper or I'm a mother, grandma or whatever.
Pero Carmen, COVID te ha afectado el trabajo. So, le están preguntando cómo COVID,
¿Cómo
coronavirus,
me afecta mi dinero?
en el
Mi
trabajo.
dinero. No, you know, that's affect me like money. I lose money when I be a city council because in the hotel I can do overtime and I get more money. And also I don't have time for me, my family sometimes. It's hard.
Well,
Be a
what
police
I wondered whether I think, did the hotel have to close? What about your job when COVID happened?
My job is closed now for I believe almost 7 months. We don't have a job. We fight right now for our job. Well, I need to organize them, my co-workers, to be in the hotel, do delegation every week with the social distance, mask on it and everything. But don't stop us with screaming and demand because if we got 9 months out, we lose the union. And that's what they do it right now. They wanna keep the unions out for us, and we need to fight really hard because that's my job. That's the way I make money. I'm almost 27 years in December in this place. I don't want to lose my job. I want to continue to represent the workers, and we continue to fight. And I believe, you know, we win this fight because that's us our right. That's us for justice. And that's us really bad. Like people in the middle of this pandemic, I understand they lose money, but the government give you the money to them, and that does affect everybody. So why you want to keep us? But
And they took away your health insurance also, right?
yes. So it's hard because every week we had to be in here like screaming in the parking lot because it's illegal. We go in the front of the hotel to do anything because we still have a contract. So we only can do delegation. We can do pick and line. We can fight like we fight when we want the new contract. So we have contract right now. Only 2 more months and we lose everything. So
Oh wow, there's a lot at stake here.
yes.
I see I only have time for one more question, and it's a little bit maybe a lighter one. I have a question if the guys on the city council with you are feeling more comfortable around you. Are they more friendly and more comfortable having you around these days?
Oh no, now they love me because when they see I don't care what they do. So now they when I come in, everybody that they call me the kissing woman in the city hall because I can give you a kiss. But before it says hi sweetie, hi love. Now I got sister, I got love, I got everything. And they respect me because I need to work in really hard to do. But now when I step there, they call me City Councilwoman Castillo. Hi, how are you, sweetheart? And things like that. So now I feel more comfortable in the city council. Before now.
Nothing like having won 3 elections. Lauren, I'd sort of like to give you the last word here.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, first off, I want to say, Peggy, thanks for having this film and inviting me to be a part of it. It's been a really neat experience to get to talk with Carmen both before this and then again tonight, and you as well, Margot. I want to just say that I thought that this film so well captured the struggles that so many elected officials, but especially elected officials that are citizen elected officials, that are working two jobs, that have other difficulties ahead of them. They put all that to the side and then try to make decisions for the best of the people. And I really love that part of the story, which is your story, Carmen, of going through the day to day that you have yourself, the language barriers that you had, and you were brave enough to jump in and run for office, which is so hard for women to do, and particularly women of color. And then again, particularly women of color that have language barriers, but you did it, and your city thanks you for it, and that came through so clearly. Your dedication, but also the gratitude that residents of your community have for the work that you do. And so, Margot, thanks so much for telling the story and allowing us to see it and learn from it.
Well, thank you, Carmen, Margot, and Lauren. I know we will be hearing a lot more from all three of you.